An Introduction to the Science of Hadith by Ibn Salah al-Shahrazuri, 577 to 643, the most influential work in the science of Hadith in existence. Category 61. Reliable and weak transmitters of Hadith. This is one of the most exalted and grandest disciplines. It is the staircase to the knowledge of the soundness and sickness of Hadith. The Hadith scholars have many works on it. Some are devoted exclusively to weak transmitters of Hadith, like Bukhari's Kitab al-Du'afa, the book of weak transmitters, Nasa'i's al-Du'afa, Uqayli's al-Du'afa, and others. Some concern only reliable transmitters, like Abu Hatim ibn Hibban's Kitab al-Thiqat, book of reliable transmitters. Some cover reliable and unreliable transmitters, for instance, Bukhari's Tariq, history, Ibn Abi Khaythama's Tariq, how rich it is in useful information, and Ibn Abi Hatim al-Razi's Kitab al-Jarh wa Ta'dīl, the book of personality criticism. We have heard that the expert Salih ibn Muhammad, nicknamed Jazara, said the first person to talk about Hadith transmitters was Shu'bah bin Hajjaj, Yahya bin Sa'id al-Qattan, who followed him, and Ahmad ibn Hanbal and Yahya bin Ma'in came after that. And these, he means that Shu'bah was the first to apply himself seriously to this and concern himself with it. However, speaking about transmitters to accredit and discredit has an established precedent from the Messenger of God and from many of the companions and followers as well as those after them. Personality criticism was made permissible in order to defend the holy law, al-Shar'iyyah, and to banish error and falsehood from it. Discrediting transmitters is licit, just as is discrediting witnesses in court. I heard Abu Bakr ibn Khalad said, I asked Yahya bin Sa'id al-Qattan, are you not afraid that those people whose hadith you have rejected will become your adversaries before God on the day of resurrection? He replied, I prefer having them as my adversaries to having the Messenger of God, peace be upon him, as my adversary, and saying to me, why did you not protect my hadith from falsehood? We heard or read that the ascetic Abu Turab al-Nakhshabi, apologies, no Arabic, al-Nakhshabi heard some remarks critical of transmitters from Ahmad ibn Hanbal and said to him, Teacher, do not slander scholars. Ahmad ibn Hanbal replied, woe to you, this is good advice, not slander. The beginner in personality criticism should fear God. He is blessed and exalted, and proceed with caution, and be on guard against laxness to avoid discrediting a sound individual and imputing something bad to an innocent man, the shame of which will remain with him for ages. I think that Abu Muhammad Abdurrahman ibn Abi Hatim, and they say he used to be considered a saint from the Abdal, feared something similar to what I mentioned, according to the report we heard or read. Yusuf bin Hussein al-Razi, that is, the Sufi, went up to Abdurrahman while he was reciting his book, that is, Kitab al-Jarh wa Ta'dīl, and said to him, how many of these people unsaddled their mounts in heaven a century or two ago, while you talk about them and slander them? Abdurrahman wept. He also read that Yahya bin Ma'in was quoted to him while he was reciting the book to his people, saying, truly we are defaming people who have unsaddled their mounts in heaven more than 2 centuries ago. Abdurrahman wept and his hands trembled so much that the book fell from them. More than one critic has made mistakes about people, falsely discrediting them. An example of this is Abu Abdurrahman al-Nasa'i's discreditation of Ahmad ibn Salih. The latter was a reliable expert and authority to whom no discredit can adhere. Bukhari included his hadith in his Sahih. An instance of impoliteness on the part of Ahmad ibn Salih towards Nasa'i corrupted the latter's heart against him. We heard that the expert Abu Ya'la al-Khalili said, the expert disagreed that Nasa'i's condemnation of him was a case of personal prejudice, and the remarks of the likes of Nasa'i cannot impugn Ahmad ibn Salih. Nasa'i was in fact an authoritative guide in personality criticism. When something like this is ascribed to someone like him, the reason is that anger has blinded him so that the good qualities appear to be bad ones. Someone like Nasa'i does not deliberately discredit a transmitter for something he knows to be false, so note this for its significant and precious point. Remarks on the rules of personality criticism have already appeared in Category 23, and God knows best. Stay tuned for Category Chapter 62 and the reliable transmitters who confuse the Hadith at the end of their life.